Song, song, song. Check, check. Family and friends, my humble Sitaram, Namaskar, Haribol, Assalamu Alaikum, and a very solemn good evening to one and all. On behalf of the Persaud family, they would like to say thanks to all of you for being here with them in this, the most difficult time, perhaps the most darkest day in their life. Friends, over the past few days and today have been a very trying, challenging, and very painful time for this family. It is very difficult and painful, heartbreaking to lose a family member under any circumstances. The loss is tremendous. Today, your presence here at the home and at the wake have been of immense value and comfort to this family. And for that, the Persaud family would like to say thanks to all of you for your support and comfort you have given them throughout their ordeal and today. We will now officially open the program by inviting Paniji to do the opening prayer, then we will proceed with our little program for today. Paniji.
Myself को प्रणाम करता हूँ. I ask that you stand, please. Now to you, we clasp our hands in prayer as we render divine dedication with the most powerful of all mantra, the Gayatri mantra, asking divine blessings on this soul, knowing fully well the body is going to be no more from today, and that the soul is beyond death. We ask and seek whatever errors he would have made in his life on this journey upon earth, may Bhagavan forgive him, and may he accompany him into the beyond. Om Bhur Bhava Tamasuma Jyotirgamaya Mrityunga Amritam Gaya. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Bolo Mahagayatri Mata Ki Jai.
Thank you, Bhanji. Please be seated and make yourself very comfortable, despite of the rain we are presently experiencing. To continue with our program, we will do 2 bhajan and then we will listen to some speakers. And if there is anyone in the audience who would like to contribute to the program, they are free to do so. If you want to sing a bhajan or you want to express your sentiment, kindly get in touch with someone or get in touch with me, and we will try to accommodate you. We will now listen to 2 bhajan from the Kirtan group.
संसार में जब टुकराया तब द्वार तेरे प्रभु आया। संसार में जब टुकराया तब द्वार तेरे प्रभु आया।
Gracefully thanks for those two beautiful bhajan. My dear friends, again today we are listening to members of the Maritone Orchestra right here from the Essequibo Coast, led by our maestro Pitaji Siram. Pitaji, Haya Bahinji, once more, thank you for your very versatile and classics music over the nights, the past nights, and today. My dear friends, I will now introduce you to the smallest sister of the deceased, Mr. Persaud. She is none other than Gayatri. So I will ask her now to do a bhajan. Gayatri.
Thank you.
my dear devotees, that was the smallest sister of the deceased, Gayatri. We will now listen to a brother of the deceased, all the way from Toronto, Canada, who makes so much sacrifice to get here for this funeral service. I would like to introduce him as a brother to the deceased, and he's none other than Dr. John Persaud, all the way from Toronto, Canada.
Thank you. Sitaram, Panditji, family and friends, well-wishers. My name is Bodnaran John Persaud. I'm the older brother of Vishnu. My wife Kamala and my son Akash were on our way to Guyana when we heard Vishnu was ill. Rather than see him off in person, we are here to honor his soul and share his great legacy. It brings me great comfort to know that on the last breath of Vishnu, he was surrounded by his closest family. It is indeed a great pleasure for me to be here in time with my family. As a matter of fact, this is the occasion where all of our brothers and sisters meet up after many, many years. Death is a necessary end, will come when it will come. I never realized that Vishnu would have gone this early. Death leaves a deep ache that no one can heal. And love leaves a memory that no one can steal. And I'm grateful. I have so many fond memories of Vishnu. I left Guyana over 47 years ago for Canada. As such, hardly anyone will remember me. Distance never impacted our relationship. For my brother and I speak very frequently. We kept in touch on the phone and visits over the years. He always kept me appraised of the political situation in Guyana because he knew I love politics, especially during election time. My wife Kamala will sometimes come down from the kitchen and found us talking serious politics, then we will break out into laughter. And he said, you know, Vishnu always bring out your boyishness, your childhoodness, and the littleness in you. Some of our greatest moments that I can remember was during one of Vishnu's visits to Toronto, Canada, where we spent 3 weeks. He was dining in CN Tower, and that was a revolving tower. And as Vishnu was dining, he was looking and said, brother, you see the whole of Toronto from up here. He was astonished at Niagara Falls, at Aurelia, where we have a cottage. And I remember him taking him to many of my friends' places. And I have friends from Fiji, from Mauritius, from Trinidad. We all came from Uttar Pradesh in India. We are part of the in Fiji being admired by people. When I would visit Guyana, Vishnu has shown me from Charity all the way to Crabwood Creek. We will stop at various intervals, and I remember we spent a whole day at Hindu College. I said, this is the place I live in, the Kovajana ashram for 5 years. Vishnu was so happy. He said, brother, I didn't know this place was so beautiful. I was proud of him and he was proud of me. I was able to explore and meet many friends in Guyana through Vishnu. One of the qualities that Vishnu exhibits is living, giving, caring, and sharing. When I recollect the best traits my brother have, I put 3 of them together: generosity, humility, jovial. Vishnu is a very generous and free-handed man who felt that his success should be shared. And as such, he gives things away freely to people. I was in Guyana one time for a funeral in Trout Village, and that was some 30 years ago. Vishnu didn't know these people because I was a school teacher, high school teacher in Belfawakti, and I was staying with this family who were very kind. Vishnu came to visit me at this funeral, and when he saw the poverty of these people, he wrote a check for $500, and he didn't know them. A school teacher at that time was only making $200 per month. That was the generosity of Vishnu. Although I didn't see Vishnu often, what I said, when someone will pass away over here who I know, or family, I will inform Vishnu, could you please give them some money? Many times, not only Vishnu will give from my side, but he will give from his side. Right? And that's what he was sharing. Vishnu was a true gentleman, very humble being. When my late father-in-law, Mr. Rup Sharma, was honored in Sparta, he came here with his brother Chip Sharma. They are both very prominent lawyers in Toronto. But Rup Sharma was born in a lot where a mandir was built in where's this place? Sparta. He was born in a lot and he built that mandir for the people of Sparta. And when he came back for a visit, it was his last visit, Vishnu and him spent a lot of time together. And they really, really love Vishnu. And they tried to give Vishnu a recognition for his contribution in building roads and helping so many people that they have heard of. But Vishnu was so humble, he didn't even want to stand up to be recognized. So he was a man who just plain cool, happy, jovial, loyal. So many beautiful words to describe Vishnu. His jovial traits is that he will always like to tell jokes. And I told him one day, you're lucky now that you find a woman in joy. I hope you will be very joyful. I have to tell you some of the jokes that Vishnu will share because that is part of his legacy, that is part of his life. One day Vishnu phoned me, he said, brother, how come you didn't call me? I'm in charity. You know, I just made 3 guys. One named Ugly, one named Cooley, and one named Buckley. So I said, how these guys get these names? He said, well, we were trying to get into a bar, and these Chinese had a party, and they wouldn't let us in, and unless we had a Chinese name. So he said, man, listen, I know you guys so well. Why you guys don't let us in? Anyway, Vishnu tell the guy, listen, I have a Chinese name. He said, what's your name? He said, my name is Cooley. Yeah, the Amerindian man said, my name is Buckley. And there's another guy there, he was nice looking. He said, my name is Ugly. He said, okay, you guys get in. That was part of all of Vishnu, what his jokes. And I think the one when he was in Miami, he phoned me and said, John, you know, he always just start out with a joke. He said, you know, my friend and I, we went to a lake in Miami, and you know, we cook up and some man get drunk, and police nearly locked me up. I said, police nearly locked you up? I said, why? He said, listen, we had a cook up and both of us fell asleep. And when I woke up, I see some ducks. I catch them and tie them up. And the ranger for the lake came and said, hey, what are you doing with those ducks? Those are extinct species. You're not supposed to catch them up. His friend jumped up quick and said, we're taking them to another lake. So the ranger said, what lake? Vishnu said, Lake Kahari. So Vishnu was a guy who always full of joy and laughter. The last joke was 3 years ago. I never thought Vishnu would have declined so fast. The last joke was from me to Vishnu. I said, you know, Vishnu, when I came back to Esikibo, I went to Colombia and I met some of my friends, one named Dadusa, one named Makaduchi. And these boys said, man, listen, you left here so long, but you come back educated. How you get educated? I said, boy, I read lots of books. And they said, well, we sorry we didn't. I said, listen, it's not too late. You guys can go borrow books from the library and read. So they decided to go, and after they're reading every day, but they're reading under a tree. So every day they go there at 9 live at 12. And one day Macardich went there and he needed to see Dadus. He looking around, he couldn't find Dadus. So he shouted out Dadus' name, and Dadus answered for on top of the tree. He said, "What you doing up there? What are you doing in that tree?" He said, "Boy, today he start high school." So that's why he was atop the tree. So Vishnu liked jokes. Those were his jokes. Those were his funny jokes. Right? Aside from all jokes, I just want to impart this to you, is that I would always like to tell the people of Guyana, especially the Farmesikimo, that two of the things that we do, and that's for our health. This is a health part, that we should drink less alcohol and we should eat the right type of food, less carbohydrates. My brother was a respected and successful businessman. Vishnu started a trucking company with only one truck. And over the years, he acquired many sophisticated machinery that build roads and foundation for homes. He would navigate deep into the interior with his plan to fetching various heavy-duty equipment. He made land accessible to people, especially the Amerindians and disadvantaged villages that would never have good roads. For this, Vishnu will remember very fondly, and his passionate business ethics make the life of many people better. I want to recognize Vishnu's son Jay, his wife Delari, their children, Viju, Virik, and Jaya. You guys are really taking great care of Vishnu, and I have the names of all our sisters and brothers, but I think that will come up in the eulogy, so I don't want to repeat it. Everyone come into this world for a reason, and they leave a footprint, they leave a legacy. And if you ask me what is Vishnu's legacy, it is generosity, hard working, humility, integrity, a man who made other people laugh and happy. You know, he said to me one day, when we're happy, it shows up on one place, on our face, especially when we laugh. No one will replace this gentle giant, a man who was indeed a trailblazer. God will bless him. And with the roads that he made, I hope the roads on earth God will show him the roads directly to heaven. My brother, may your soul reunited with your son Vishnu Akabaki, and may your soul rest in peace and attain moksha. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Brother John. My dear friends and family, in about 5 or 10 minutes, Brother John enlightened us so much about the generosity and the integrity of our dear beloved Vishnu Persaud. What a man. At this point of time, I would invite another distinguished guest. But before I do so, I would like to tell you, a couple of years ago, a former president of the United States made a statement in one of his very highly recognizable speech. And he said in that speech, behind every great man, there is a greater woman. And that president was Bill Clinton. He made that famous speech. Today, we will see that that speech is very, very fruitful. And I will now call upon the wife of Dr. John Persaud, Bahinji Kamla, with a few others, sister, to back her up singing the Hanuman Chalisa. Bahinji Kamla, all the way from Toronto.
Yes. Thank you, brother. I just wanna say that I didn't have an opportunity to meet Brother Vishnu, and when I spoke to him on the phone often, when my husband John would speak to him, I said, "Can you tell me some things about your father?" And he said, "My father was a religious man who would say the Hanuman Chalisa every Saturday, 21 times." So I said, "Brother Vishnu, when I meet you, we will hold hands and we'll sing the Hanuman Chalisa together." And I didn't have an opportunity to do that, but I'll do it now. Om Shri Guru Charan Sarojan Nijamana Mukunda Varano Raghuhara Bhikara Jasa Chodaya Kaparacha Bhodhahi Atanujani Te Sumiro या भजन चंद्र की जय पवन सुतान मान की जय या भजन चंद्र की जय शरणं प्रभु।
Thank you very much. My dear brothers and sisters, we were listening to the voice of Toronto by Hinji Kamla Persaud with our other sisters. We will now go back to the Maritone Orchestra. I'll ask by special request, I ask my brother on the keyboard, Hayaji, by special request, we will ask you to do for us a rendition.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chant together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Glorify the name of Shri Hari now. Wait for someone else to do this for you. Do this now. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Chanting it. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Om Tattva Kanchana Gaurani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishivanu Sute Devi Radhe Kantari Priye Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Vrinda Om Govinda Govinda Hare Murari Govinda Govinda Mukunda Krishna Govinda Govinda Ratanga Prati Shri Krishna Govinda Namaste Narayana Surasreshta Lakshmi Gandhara Pradhan Anena Tarpanenat Preda Moksha Prabhu Shri Ram Nam Satya Shri Ram Nam Satya Shri Ram Nam Satya Satkai Gate Bolo Shri Krishna Kathayalal Ki Jai. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you very much, Brother Robin, for that beautiful, beautiful bhajan to the feet of Bhagwan Shri Krishna. My dear friends, as you could see for yourself, Brother Robin is not only a great singer, but he's a fine and very versatile musician. You see what he does with the keyboard, right? Thank you very much again, Bhajan. We will listen to one more bhajan from the Baritone Orchestra, and then we will go straight into the eulogy. So one more bhajan, please. very much, Bahinji. My dear friends, at this point of time, we're going to have a song virtually all the way live from Canada, a family member. She's on the line right now. Go ahead. My dear friends, that was Nanda Persaud, an extended granddaughter of our beloved Bishnu Persaud, coming to you via Facebook all the way from Toronto. My dear friends and family, after those bhajan speeches, we will now get to the most important part of our program for today, which is the eulogy. And the eulogy will be done by a brother and sister teamwork. The smallest sister again, Gayatri, and her elder brother, one of the brother, Puran Persaud, they will do the eulogy. We will listen now to the eulogy.
Panditji, family and friends, Sitaram, Namaste, and Salam to each and every one of you. My name is Gayatri, the younger sister of Bishnu Persaud. I am the daughter of late Mr. and Mrs. Hari Persaud. It is my esteemed honor to read the eulogy of my brother. Bishnu Persaud, known as Fatman Dando, was born on November 2nd, 1954 at Henrietta, Essequibo, Guyana. Bishnu was a free-spirited person whose life was filled with laughter, and many may know him for his funny jokes. After living 68 blissful years, he succumbed on August 1, 2022. He was the son of the late Mr. and Mrs. Hari Persaud, known as Harika. Bishnu was the brother of Om and John from Canada, Zina, Puran, and Gayatri from New York, Sita Maharaj from Trinidad, Rohini from Anna Regina, and Sandra from Burmese. Bishnu was the ex-husband of Roxanne and fiancé of Joy, father of Krishna, Vijay, and the late Bishnu Persaud, known as Bob, father-in-law of Alex and Dulari, grandfather of Jaya, Viju, Vivek, Shania, Shem, and Amy. My brother's name is very unique. Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Lord of the universe, and Vishnu lived up to his name to the fullest extent of humility, love, and integrity. One of the attributes I truly admire about our brother is his courage and determination. Despite the many challenges in his life, he became a well-established businessman on the Essequibo Coast. Today, all of his hard work and sacrifices have paid off. His children are able to elevate themselves and make great accomplishments through his guidance to carry on the legacy of their father's work. On a personal note, I grew up with my brother and other siblings at 93 Anna Regina, living together as a happy family with our parents. I was taught the love of family and the admiration of friends is much more important than wealth and privilege. Some people come into our lives and quickly go. Some stay for a while.
And leave the footprints on our hearts. And we are never, ever the same. Vishnu was one of them. I would like to acknowledge my sister Sita, also known as Gold from Trinidad, who left her home, family, and responsibilities to come and take care of our brother. Vishnu was the apple of our eyes. Gold will go above and beyond her limitation in bringing happiness, peace of mind, and comfort to him in his last days. I compare her to Surima from the Ramayana. Gold shower Vishnu with unconditional love and devotion. Despite the numerous calls from him, she will never get tired to answer him. I would like to thank our nephew Jay and his wife Dolari, along with their entire family, for all the sacrifices you made during the years and until his final days. I remember he will ask, "Where is Jay?" Tell him to come and rub my back. These words will live with you forever. The beautiful smile on his face on the final morning will be engraved in your heart. Thank you to everyone who took the time to come out and help us reminisce about this beautiful soul. Many of you have come from far and near after hearing the demise of our beloved, not only to share our condolences, but to also mourn. Thank you for sharing with us how our beloved brother and father have touched many hearts and impacted their lives. Thank you.
I also ask the audience if my brother has any one of you to forgive him and let his soul go in peace. Thank you again.
Thank you, Brother Pura and Gayatri, for that very inspiring and painful eulogy. I was just learned in the audience, we have Brother Pramesh, would like to say something. Brother Pramesh, we're calling upon you to give your contribution. And at this point of time, if there is anyone else in the audience who would like to say something or to express their feelings so we will like to accommodate you. We will now listen to Brother Pramesh.
Thank you very much. Namaste, everyone. Before I begin to say anything, I wish to say that when Brother John was speaking, I really didn't hear 3/4 of the thing because of the bouncing of the sound. So it is affecting a lot of people. You don't understand what people are saying. I don't know if you have to do whatever you do. Because it's difficult to not hear people. You hear the voice, but you don't understand. I want to first of all say how grieved we are for the passing of Bishnu Persaud. All of us know him as Fat Boy. I am his sorrow. He would normally call me Sar, and we would reach time and again. Long ago we used to reach quite often, but after he became ill, we used to come to see him now and again. The last time my wife and I came to leave, he was sleeping, and I understand when he woke up, he was under the impression that he was still there, and he told his sisters, let them come in and let us talk. There are many things to be said about Vishnu, but I want to just emphasize one particular aspect. He was an extremely generous person. And I was telling somebody the other day, even when I was headmaster at Anujana Multilateral, I could not afford to build a house. Even then, until my retirement. And I remember I was in Barbados marking CXC, and Fatman decided to fill up the yard, and without my knowing, he went to Darfur and he bought all the materials for my home. Every single thing except the wood that we got here. And then I think 3 months after, when I got the check for my gratuity, it looked big. But I came and I handed the check to Fatman because of the money I got, there was only an extra of 15,000, and he wanted to give me back the 15. So I said, no, I can't take back 15 because you took your truck and you took everything. And you are the person most responsible for getting my house done. And that, besides that, there have been a number of kindnesses that he has given to our family. My daughter Shoshana, after last night we spoke, and she said that she wanted to come, but because of her job she couldn't be here. And Rahul, he's my son in Trinidad. He used to call him the black boy. Because when Rahul was small, he would come and pick him up and take him to the lake. And he is dark, and then when you bathe in the black water, it becomes darker black. And he always used to ask for Rahul, and even up to recently, every time he came by here, he said, "How is my little boy Rahul?" So in a number of ways, there are many people who could reminisce about Fat Man on the various qualities that he displayed. Whatever his faults may have been, like all of us, we have faults. In fact, we may not see them, other people may see them, or whatever faults he may have had, all of us would like to ask God to grant him forgiveness for those, and to bless his soul that he may reach what Hindus call moksha. Maybe he will not attain it in this life and the death that has followed, but perhaps in subsequent incarnations of the soul, we ask God that he may be granted that peace that is so necessary for the onward growth of that soul. And so, on behalf of Julia and myself and the children here would know that their grief is our grief, and we share with them. And whatever we can do, we are willing to help to do that. I've seen here a number of relatives and friends and so on. I'm sure many people want to say things, but the time is limited. And on their behalf, he has had many friends who could give plenty in other forums except formal occasions. And I'm sure they would have had many things to say. And so on their behalf, I would like to express to this family their sincere condolences to you and their everlasting friendship with Fat Boy. And like I said, may his soul be very, very blessed for future journeys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Parmesh, former headmaster of Anna Regina Multilateral School. Right about now, I will now invite Panditji for his pravachan. Panditji.
मैं सबको प्रणाम करता हूँ और इस सवाई हमारे भगवान के प्रार्थना कर। Let us pray. लोबन मन महादेव रक्षमं यगदीश्वरा पापेभ्यो नरकेभ्यो त्राहि मम भगवत्समा जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि शंभु भगवान की जय। Sabapati ji, bereaved children, brothers and sisters, in-laws, friends, extended relatives, visitors and friends and family from abroad. I stand at this time unable to actually express what I want to, having heard so many nice things about this gentleman, whom I would have also have known from our very young days in the 60s. Well, that is when I really found company with Vishnu as he began his working career in the post office. Through a friend of mine in the post office, I became very close to him. And we had a relation going back down to the last days of his. I'm unable to really speak in such a way as to bring comforts to all of us. Because to talk about God in a moment of so much of pain, it's not easy. And therefore what I would say is not so much about God, but I'd like to talk about our life. How and where, why I think we are making mistakes. And if only we can recognize that in our scriptures lies the best guidance. In our scriptures lies the instructions for this beautiful gift, this human gift, for us to really enjoy it. If we can only realize that, I think life on earth would be very, very beautiful. If we buy any instrument or any gadget, it comes with something called a manual. We read that manual and we reread it, make sure that we work that gadget in the right way. When God created this machine, this body, He sent it with a manual, the religious text, the Bhagavad Gita, the Quran, the Bible. Have we been turning the pages to know how we should use this body? Not many of us can stand and quote a verse of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita or the Ramayana unless we put something else in this body. And it is those something else that I want to recognize what my brother says. We are overdoing it. We are really overdoing it. And I call on our young men especially. And I know there are women drinking too. But alcohol is the worst substance you can touch. It is the most dangerous of all too. Because it is legal. And that's what it makes it dangerous. We can drink it anywhere. And so because of that, we abuse it. I want to ask to remember that Bhagavan Ram described this body as a chariot, while Lord Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita 13.1 describes it as a field. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetra vidya vidhiyate. That this body is a field. And those who really know this field really knows me. Whereas Lord Sri Rama describes it as a chariot that moves the soul. Saurajadhira jarata ke chana. Saurajadhira Saurajadhira jarata ke And as he began to tell Bhavishan approached him when the fight between Ravan and Bhagwan Ram was to begin. And he says, how can you win Ravan with such? You don't even have a chariot. You don't even have on a footwear. You do not even have arrows. Whereas Ravan is well equipped. His body is filled with protection, kavach. He has the smartest charioteer. Oh my Lord, how can you win this battle? And Bhagavan says, the chariot that Ravan is coming with is not the chariot of victory. The chariot of victory, and he began to build that chariot. Saurajadhiraja, patience and courage are the two wheels of this chariot. That is how we began that discourse. We must be courageous. And I'm glad somebody mentioned how courageous Vishnu was. He took the chances when many who were well off than him did not do that. And we know with proper management and hard work, and I'm sure with the help of his family, he would have succeeded where many failed. Today, as we say farewell to him, he's taking none of those things that he was successful with along with him. All his vehicles and machines are out there. He's going in a little box, and we'll take him out from that box and we'll put him in between some wood. And all that he's taking there are the things he would have done spiritually. Papa or punya. Good things and the bad things. They are called karma. And if only we can realize that these things that we so hate people for are driving nails in our body to bring pains. For little reason, for religious reason, for ethnic reason, for so many petty things we hate. We despise people. We do not love anymore. The days have gone by when Hindus and Muslims and Christians mixed and ate together. It's not anymore. I remember as a boy working in the rice field with my father. There was a Muslim lady who had a rice field next to us, and many times her lunch would not come, and sometimes come very late. And she would come over and say, Pandit, naganatan, once na come. Those days were the days of the hoe, not tractors. I was a little boy, liked to go to the back down for other reasons than work. And the old man would take out some food, whatever they had, and share it. Later on, as I married, and I had to buy groceries from a shop next to that lady was telling the shop owner, I prefer to die than to take a cup of water from a Hindu. I won't tell her, auntie, enough cup of water you take. You ate lots of food. But I respected her for her age. She was then old. Today, there are people who are preaching hatred in the schools to our young kids. That we must not talk to this one and we must not mix with that one. And we proclaim ourselves to be religionists, to be people of God, to be followers of good deeds. When we drive hatred among our kids, do you think this country have peace later on? Do you think we can openly walk and mix as we wish, as we do now? We are heading for days which are uncertain. But it is not too late, my friends. For if only we can be as jovial as him, as generous as him, he would not have looked at race. I knew him. He did not look, because one of the friends that introduced me to Bishnu was a Negro. And I still call him on to today. He's in New York. He would send me a Christmas card, though I do not send back. Every single year. And I cannot see myself hating someone because of those facts. But I know it is happening, and it's happening in the midst of all of us. I think it is time for us to look around and see what is tied to Vishnu's casket here. Is he taking anything that he has worked for? None. I therefore would like to urge his children to understand why his life would have been the greatest lesson to you. As we look back on the book of life of Vishnu, and we would have reached the page where he didn't do well, tear that page out of your life. And you would have reached the page where he was so humble and helpful, reread that page several nights in your life. For those are the things that brought so many people to these families. My dear brothers and sisters, I want to urge you, my friends, I want to urge you, my dear brothers and sisters, let us lift ourselves beyond race, beyond politics, beyond religion. For if there is one factor that is common among us, it is the Atma. It is the same in me, being an Indian, the same in a Negro, the same in an Amerindian or a Chinese, the same in a money man or a poor man, it's the same Atma. So what divides us? If we have one common denominator in us, if there is one common factor in us, why aren't we going the same way? The answer is, we are being dragged along by others. As we say farewell to him, let us utilize this loss. Let us use this loss of Bishnu Persaud to make a change in our life, so that instead of not loving, we must love. Or as they said in the bhajan I sung the first night, Tu pyar ka sagar hai. What is God? God is a big ocean of love. Tu pyar ka sagar hai. The time has come, as all these, if you look around, America has so many problems. India has so much disasters. China, so much disaster. Disaster all over in Guyana. Aren't we opening our eyes, my friends? You know, I sat down just now and I looked across on that chimney. I worked in that compound for 13 years. And when I look at that tree on that chimney, if you turn and watch that tree, it is like 9/11 when that plane hit and the smoke began to come out. And for some reason, to me, I saw things falling down like people jumping out. I don't know. To me, I saw things fall down. And I came back, my mind went back to that day when such a horrible thing could have happened to mankind. Was it because of love? Was it because of God? Was it because of money? And I don't think it was because of that. None of those three. And therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, the time has come for us to turn. To go back to God and to honor God. I was in a service just a week ago. A young mother approached me, Pandit. Doctor say I have cancer. Stage 3 cancer. Beautiful woman, young girl, little children, but her life now is uncertain. There are so much of diseases and sicknesses around that we wonder what is happening. And what is happening is we have neglected our God. We have not gone to God. We went with words, but we left the mind home like the monkey. We went with words. There are lots of bhajans being sung. You look around how many flags are being stuck up. Some yards are like the United Nations. Lots of flags. Look at the behavior of those flag raisers and see if indeed those flags are making a meaningful change. We have so many bhajans, but our karma, our actions is showing that we have not done the things we sung. And so as you go to Krishna, as we celebrate Sri Krishna, Avatar on Earth on Thursday and Friday, I urge you to take something to that Supreme Divine Being. Take a nice yellow flower. That's the color recommended for Krishna. Right? Take a piece of tulsi, offer a little fruit, and bow down to him and say, Lord, please forgive me. I have erred. And be courageous about it. Unless you are able to recognize your mistake, unless we are able to recognize and know our mistakes, we are lost forever in sins and difficulties. And when we would have recognized our mistake, it is time to accept and say, Lord, forgive me. I have sinned. I have erred. Behold the elephant king. With all his power, he felt that he could have won the battle. But when he was dying, being dragged down into the depths of the ocean, then he cried out to Lord Sri Krishna. Bhagavan did not say, okay, you didn't remember me all the time, take some pains. But he left Mahalakshmi right away. And on Garuda, he flew to help. And while Garuda was too slow, he jumped off and he lifted Gajendra out of the water. He Govinda Rakesharam Abto Jivana Hare. Oh Govinda, my life is leaving. Don't wait in that state. Don't wait until he had that chance. We might have that chance. Go out to him. Go to your churches. Go to your mosque. Go to your temples, my dear brothers and sisters. And at every funeral, you look where they end up. Just check around after the funeral. Where are the places that are filled? And you will see why early death is coming. We are putting the wrong substance in this body. The makers are becoming billionaires, but we are losing our life early. 68, I'm elder than Bishnu. He should have been going on, but we know we came with a time. But our Dharma says we can extend that time. And there are many that show that. And so, as I say farewell, my friend, I know Jay and the family will miss him. The voice of the grandfather has ceased to be. The love and arms that would go around Jay has disappeared forever. And the fatherless voice, the Dulari, will always be missed. For death is something that is inevitable. It is a painful but important part of life. If we never used to die, what this world would have been? All kinds of people would have been dragging along. But death is a cleanser. That is what cleans this world. And so when our time comes, we will all have to go. On behalf of myself and all of us who are here, I'd like to thank Jay and his family, who I know would have spent nights and days trying to comfort him, and to all the sisters and brothers who came in, and all others who are around. Whatever little you would have done, I know God will bless you. And I want to say to Jay and those who are taking in, what you are going to do today, you can't earn that in your whole lifetime. We are told that we must fetch our Father on our shoulders. We should put that chitta on our shoulder. We should lift him and offer him to Agani. And having kept that breath as much as you can, on the Sapinda day, we give to the poor and the needy. You may think I'm giving away, but that is creating a road which, as we say, Vishnu and you would have created. A road into the beyond. For Mahashil Puran tells us that a man who creates roads and build trees, build houses and plant trees, go into a world of comfort into the world beyond after death. And so to do the shroud for your father is a blessing you cannot earn in the rest of your life. And you know, I did it twice. Mom and dad and my brother. And I made it public to my entire family. Even if I have to do it 10 more times, I am prepared to take on that responsibility, to make sure, and you know, in any home, the Garuda Quran says in any home, some people doesn't have children, that doesn't have a child, your Brahmana can perform your rites for you. Your Brahmana Pandit can perform your rites. So let me take this opportunity in wishing my friend farewell. Vish, I know the family will miss you. I know your jokes has ended, but those you have left will live on. And I know too that the good you would have done, people will continue to praise you for it. And like someone said just before, if he would have done any one of you any wrong, I think we should forgive him. In that moment we stand to say our final prayers to Almighty. As we appeal to Lord Krishna, Lord, He has tried. If you are not a Hindu, pray as you pray. We don't ask you to pray as a Hindu. But prayer goes to only one being God. After the prayer, we'll have viewing, and then we'll have the last few moments of that viewing to the immediate family. So those of you who are on the roadside and you would like to view, we'll do it in an orderly way, please.
Hey
गदाधरम् अक्षयं पुण्डरीकाक्षं प्रेममोक्षं प्रदोषम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 राम नाम सत्य है सब कोई के यही करते हैं बोलो वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की Please sit. Alright, what I'll ask you to do is to come forward. The bhajans will go on, but we'll ask you who are willing to view, pay your respect in a decent way, and then you can move back to your place. So in the meantime, I'll give back our mic to her.
Thank you, Panditji. Before we start reviewing, my dear friends, for a few seconds, just a personal word of acknowledgement on behalf of myself. We have heard this afternoon many good things, many great things that touch our heart about our dear brother Bishnu Persaud. What a kind person he is. Today, I want to share with you that his legacy has passed on to his offspring. After traveling from Friday night to reach here for this funeral, I get here like Saturday, little after midday. And up to that point, I did not know where am I going to stay. Shortly after, my wife approached me and said, well, you're going to stay right here. And for that, I want to compliment my dear brother and sister-in-law, my dear brother Jay, my sister-in-law Dulari, for not only opening their house for myself and so much family members, but they have opened their heart for us. And for that, I want to say thank you to Jay, Dulari, along with your entire family for your kindness to us all. Not only your home and your heart, but she shared 3 square meals with us daily. For that, I want to bow to you in salutation in Bhagwan Shri Krishna by saying thank you, thank you, thank you. My dear friends, we will now open for viewing. Please come this way in the mid-parkway, view and go around that corner so that we could go in a circle. Thank you.
Krishna Krishna Guru Krishna Radhe Radhe Krishna 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 Krishna
नदिया नदिया कभी अपना जाओ नदिया नदिया कभी अपना जाओ देखने गए कभी अपने
अब नहीं अब ओरे माई राहे में बंसी चढ़ाई अब नहीं अब ओरे माई राहे में बंसी चढ़ाई राधे में बंसी चढ़ाई राधे में बंसी चढ़ाई
Don't worry. Yeah. 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 When you done? When you done? You done? You done there?
I'll bring this.
That door? Big house and you're going in the little one. And you leave it there. You're
Hold this inside, right? Come on out. Go back to the
They're going around with you. They use rice and farm. You mix it ready. You got the box there. You mix it all the things. That's how you're no, that'll go on the phone. Water?
Ya no tenemos pegos. Ya no tenemos.
Just remember the beer there's this morning, clean up shop.
Yeah, please set a box come over this way.
Just
Yeah, please come over before and let me see the water. Put it in a glass. Yeah. No glass.
but you not play the throat on the water.
ओम पवित्र पवित्र सर्वज्ञं गतोपियाय स्मरेत्याख्यं सर्वज्ञं सरस्वती पवित्राय समर्पयामि हस्ताप्रक्षालयं समर्पयामि गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Put the people in the chat. Alright? Hari Om Tat 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 Vishnu Vishnu Mahapurusasya Vishnurajya Ramurushyam Namarane Sri Bharaha Kalpi Vaivasya Manamante Asravai Kali Yuge Kali Pratam Charne Jammo Jite Bharat Kande Aryavartane Samasana Masutre Shri Krishna Paksh Bhadrapad में श्री महापंचमी तस्या यजमान श्री प्रदेश प्रसाद श्री वेदी नामस्या पुरन प्रसाद नामस्या भाई नामस्या श्री प्रेतस्या पिता आजा और श्री भाई नामस्या विष्णु प्रसाद नामस्या श्री हवन अंतिष्टि धाक्रिया संकल्प्यम हम करिष्ये। बोलो राधे कृष्ण भगवान की
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
पितृ स्वधा ओम आर्यमा पितृ स्वधा ओम पिता पितृ स्वधा ओम आजा पितृ स्वधा ओम भाई पितृ स्वधा ओम आजा आजी पितृ स्वधा ओम नाना नानी पितृ स्वधा ओम कुल पितृगण स्वधा ओम सर्व ऋषि पितृ स्वधा ओम सर्व पितृगण स्वधा आत्मन्या सुरात्मनं समर्पयामि। नमः स्वाहा ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमः स्वाहा ओम सर्वेवै पूर्णत्वं स्वाहा ओम सर्वेवै पूर्णत्वं स्वाहा। पूरी लिखी ओम पूर्णामिदा पूर्णामिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम सर्वे वै पूर्णत्वं स्वाहा। अग्नियसी तनवा में परियोदा अग्नियसुर में देही ओम वर्चोदा अग्नियसी वर्चो में देही ओम अग्नियन में तनवा उनंग तनवा प्रीनाग्नि भगवान की जय। शांति अंतरिक्षम शांति पृथ्वी शांति आकाश शांति भूतलै शांति वनस्पति शांति विश्वदेव शांति ब्रह्मा शांति सर्वगम शांति दैविक शांति भौतिक शांति नादा शांति पिशाच शांति गंधर्व शांति प्रेतस्य शांति शांति रेवा शांति सामा शांति ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। प्रेम से बोलो अग्नि भगवान की जय। प्रेम से बोलो श्री राधे कृष्ण भगवान की जय।
Max, I got a license. Ready?
come out on the back panel. Yeah, bring up the box there and then somebody go for top on head. Two body. Sheet there inside. Yeah.
Take out all the perfume bottle first, please.
Yeah, I get two body in the
Two body outside.
Come boost. No vehicle in there. Too strong man in there. You go for the outside. One thing I come on. No, tap here.
One this way, that side.
No, we want to tap in. Come close up here, man. Ready? I don't buy wood, bike. I don't pay the box. I don't pay the box. Secure the box and put them there.
Then you high stop easy.
Follow the four. Follow the four. And the white sheet, right?
Put the box on top here, man.
No,
From now the whole box account,
they bring the box here. They bring the box close. They say put the box on the wall. Put the box on the wood there, man.
Ice, where you go, baby?
Collect the hand.
Let me side. All right,
I balance it.
One back to the driver. I got high boost. This is Batman. You are to hang and lift inside. Yeah. Ready? Go close. Together, over. Over. Sit on the back. Put the back. Hey, Qatar. Put the back strong, man. Now I balance on you now. There you go. Take it tight. The head go there.
Very good, man. Take out the glass.
I can't think of the keep on just a bit.
Come it through a handful on the body.
Like that, huh?
All this is for them. Sprinkle on the tummy area. Body on the body. That's right. That one handful and beat somebody. One handful. You got 4 you never one handful. So probably every tape on the tummy. Get them girl. Let them live one handful. So so we got more in the
Strip the pickup, the quick.
This tummy area, that area take long.
Bob the man was there?
No, what?
Going up for a run, right? Going up?
Yeah, we don't put
See them agarbatti and so in left, put all on the body there. What stick up there? A couple of stick up there. So on what? Not from from on the body. As soon as the fire catches the I'll come right down. The edge will soak the body. Right. Yeah, really? What do you mean for our shoulder thing? Ready? Ready? What I come say today, right? Yeah, you come here. Hey, what I encourage you to do with this? I'm happy to you got package. Back for one side now. See all them decoration, very big today.
Yeah, I think I'll follow decoration.
Stand by, everything going to stand by. Oh, you don't take it off? Don't bring that weight. I use more. Put it in the back. Put it in the back. Put it in the back. You throw ready? You throw? Yeah. Keep carefully. Let's rest down top just one. Special shelter.
Not marrying gas decoration, are we?
Pull off on the go top. Alright, that's all I'm waiting.
Oh, my God!
Alright, come. I taste that way. Yes, that's in that cooler. Alright, we'll be going back from here. But you know, Bishnu is beyond, and once he's going to do this, public bus, instead at home, and for and let's pray that Bhagwan accompany him. The Lord Almighty, make his journey be beyond. To the after come up again another day, Bhagwan grant him a better body, a better home. Om Yang Pranama Valindra Rudra Marudaha Sumanti Devyasabai Vedai Sangra Padakramo Panchadaya Jaya Sriyam Samagaha Jnana Bhakti Kargatena Manasa Pasyantiyam Yogino Yasyantam Navidu Sura Suragara Devaya Tasme Namaha Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Ram Nama Satya Hai Satya Ki Yahi Satya Bolo Shri Radhe Govinda Bhagavan Ki Jai. Larry, what's it, Larry? Larry, you are not on board.
Saya Pascal, kita cerita kita cerita bu. Actually sih kalau kita kami ya kalau makal seperti itu ramai ini soalnya kita juga saya bisa sebagai tahu kita juga ya but but I could call kami cerita
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. All right. No writing. No, no writing.
That's it.
No man, they might want. Hey man, where I got dark water? Yeah. Rakesh. Rakesh. Hey, namana ka ng video ba mo noon?
Rod!
Hey, you good?
Yeah, what?
So I getting back so now I'm cautious you right now.
And let it cool down.
Yes, Sunday.
Yeah, Dad.
Yeah, wait, mommy.
May you shower if you reach down here?
I done the cremation stamp for home. I'm not catching see what she did. Can you went home now? Can you want to catch the boat? So I know say she there, she there. Alright.
Yeah.
Let me catch
Alright.
see she
Sunday.
Sunday, hold on.
Yeah, you.
And he says give me $20,000 for you. That's for macaroni?
Yeah.
For all the work?
And 15,000 and then for
The ingredients?
ingredients.
And $5,000 for gas.
Yeah,
And 5,000 for the gas, yeah.
The pricing next.
Because there's plenty macaroni to do.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
And
Yeah.
what did girl have to do? What she name? One of them, Trinine? Trinine, or what she have to do? What she have to do? Trinine, not niece, Griffith.
She has to store.
And she get $10,000 for serve?
You see?
Eh? Well, I tell you what.
Get me a store.
Get your serve indeed. Because she give me $10,000 drop by the girl.
And you see?
You gotta tell them next time if you want me to talk for you.
The pricing.
You talk next time or if you want me to talk for you.
The pricing, right?
Me? Say nothing, right?
What me you ain't gonna say nothing, Sonny?
Try them.
You try this, you labor. I stand up in the sun. You think I stand up in the sun for $5,000?
That makes sense.
When they ask me price, I tell them 40.
Yes.
This son, my phone overheat twice.
Oh my, is that here for you?
Yeah, but the phone itself got protection against it. You know, it's shut down and so. It's not gonna continue going. But this one,
Yeah.
no ordinary heat. That never happened with the Note 9.
Yeah.
But later.
Alright, yeah,
What-
that.
what you gonna do?
We're coming for we, right, Dad?
But I can call your mom and see what she there. She's still there, that she wait home. I mean, come later this afternoon, come back and do what she gotta do. And come for you one time because me really wants to out. Till she left home, then come this side. Because she never worry, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me call her and see what she there.
Alright, good.
But I'm coming for you now though.
Yeah.